Fast cars, fast service. Visit lebhobbies.com.
Morning, folks. Yes. Time for Slot Car News. Back in the comfortable digs of our studio. Oh, yes, coffee, please. Let's get right into it. Speaking of comfy digs, it's a slot car, though. The MR slot car C1, the gold and red car that you see here. I wanted to bring this up again now that I'm in slightly better audio recording circumstances, of course. Yeah, it's really good to see them getting another one of these cars out there. They're definitely going to have the market. The classics always bring out a lot of people. You know, they bring back a lot of memories for people, and you know, just having a new fresh line, a new fresh take on the classics. We got a short wheelbase 250 coming up at some point. Yeah, one of my favorite cars. But not to skip over this car, obviously with the nice heavy-duty chassis with the MR prepared design of this car. You know, you're really getting not only a really nicely detailed, nice-looking car, but something that I'm sure is really going to scream. Yes. Now, speaking of screaming from the mountaintop, we have a bunch of BRM and Revo news. Now, I know some of this had been talked about, you know, a little while ago, but, you know, we like to keep the conversation going, so to speak. A bunch of Kramer Porsches that you see here coming. Really beautiful cars. I mean, you know, these cars were so fast in real life. I don't know. It feels, to me, when I think of RevoSlot stuff, I don't think of like LMP or open top sports prototype kinds of cars. I think of GT cars that are, you know, in real life, I guess you'd call it slightly slower, but I don't know why I think that. I just kind of do. So when I see these, I'm like, man, I don't know. But they're great looking cars, and they definitely have their fans. They definitely have quite a few detractors as well. People confused about why those of us that like a nice, heavy, well-made, very sturdy construction on a car with a metal chassis and, you know, a lot of tuning. You know, it's not a super lightweight NSR or a Slot.it. It's, you know, a very heavy car, and not everybody will like it, but whatever. There's plenty of cars out there for you to like. You don't need to hate on these. I'm pointing at my computer screen, by the way. All right, yes, sticking with, well, that company, because the people that make Revo also make BRM. There's some beautiful 911s coming from BRM. Boy, it would be great to see these as 1/32 scale cars. As you all might know, as you all hopefully do know, BRM cars are 1/24 scale. These ducktail Porsches, all of them, yes, all of them with the tail of the duck. They look really great, and you know, I don't know. They're beautiful cars. They're coming. They're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I mean, they're 1/24 scale. 1/24 scale is not exactly the most popular scale here in the U.S. Oh, yeah. We got to the Viper, folks. Scale Auto, I just did get a ton of Scale Auto news. I'm going to try to break that out into a video of its own, because there's a lot of products that they got coming, they have coming this year, and we get a Q1 folder of lots and lots of photos, and then we get kind of a Q3, you know, what you would call more of a forecast. There's some great cars in there, but this Viper, that you see right there, baby, The Viper was a car that I had seen raced in real life. Uh, it's such a really beautiful car, such a nice rumble. None of the shrieking of a Porsche, but more of the rumble like a Corvette. Low revving. You just can't beat it. And this car does look really, really sweet. I'm happy that they're doing more Vipers. There were only, so many of these cars raced in real life, but again, I really don't care. So, what do we have next? Staff's wheels. There are multiple sizes of new Staff's 5-slot wheels that have arrived. LEB was actually the first dealer slash distributor to bring these into the U.S., so thanks LEB, of course. Thank you LEB for bringing these wheels in. Staff's really has an interesting selection of wheels. They definitely give you a different take than some other wheel manufacturers do because they are all about the design of the wheel, the look of the wheel, I should say. These wheels are no different. However, they are quite light. They are designed to be, a performance wheel, of course, and with that sense of style. So it's kind of a nice combination of both without, without sacrificing either. Okay, a bunch of NSR arrivals. 2 different McLarens have come in. Some folks already have them. Black and orange. Really sweet liveries. Yes, 2 cars, 2 different configuration. So 4 cars technically all rolled into one. Well, not rolled into one and rolled into 4. No, that's not how that would go. In any case, we also have 2 Fiat 500s, the Rothmans cars that you see here. Those cars are obviously Sidewinder, and, well, not obviously, but they're Sidewinder cars. They're cute little cars. I think these cars are, they would definitely be a great class for a club to race because they are unique in design, and they would be a GT4 or like a street class, or frankly a Fiat Cup class, which would make the most sense for these. 9083, beautiful little car from Kyalami. This was the winner, and this NSR has arrived. This is a Sidewinder as well, and yeah, a lot of great new arrivals from NSR at your NSR dealer, and of course from yours truly, LEB. Oh yes, I have. My wife has reminded me of an appointment today at 3. But before that, Slot.it news. Yes, we talked about. Boy, she's texting me all over the place. These pictures were widely shown about a week ago now. But I did want to make note, officially in my news, they're doing the pink pig and the ghost pig. I don't know, the white version, which was the test car, the number 20, as well as the number 23 of that pink pig body, which is crazy wide, large, voluminous, Rubenesque, if you're an art history fan. In any case, not only that car, or those 2 cars, but we're getting a number of different 917Ks as well, different body configurations. So that is very welcome. Now, Dave, you say, do we really need another 917? Well, yes. This one captures, I'd say, best the very low, very curvy body. I've seen a number of 917s in real life, and this is very subjective, of course, about opinions about whether this or that 917 is really the most accurate, but these look closest of any of the cars the slot cars that I have seen, and to be fair, or to be honest, Maurizio and I have been talking about this. We first started talking about this, I guess, maybe 8 years ago or 10 years ago now. And I remember distinctly the comment he made. He said, yes, of course, at some point we will make the 917K. I mean, it makes sense. But, Dave, you say, why yet another 917? Well, Slot.it like to do the cars that they want to do. That's the answer, really, guys. You got to respect the fact that, they're not only releasing cars for, to go into the world market, which may already have the car, but that doesn't mean that they shouldn't make the cars that they want to make to be true to the company that they are. I fully support that idea, and I think it's great that they're doing these cars. Finally, it sounds odd to say finally because, they were literally just announced and we had no public inkling that they were going to be announced until, boom, they were announced, which also was something that I had talked with Maurizio about, and he had mentioned the fact that he probably wouldn't talk too much about cars until they were fairly close to release. Now, obviously, to mitigate the idea that someone would take the design and do it themselves. Now, again, you say there have been a lot of 917Ks done, but I think it's great that he waited. I mean, especially for the Pink Pig, that was definitely a surprise. I was kind of expecting at some point, as I've mentioned already, that they would do the K body, maybe the LH body, but not the Pig body. So it's particularly cool, I'd say, that they've decided to do this. I'm really happy about that. I cannot wait to see all the different cuts of meat we get detailed on the body. I love what Slot.it do, and there we are. I love what Slot.it do. So, in any case, that would be a bit of a rant, actually. Yes, and the news as well. Wow. I really need to check my messages a little more thoroughly before I do my news video. Yes, folks, finally, one of the most iconic cars that hasn't been overdone. The AE86 Toyota. Avant is doing this car in the Fujiwara Tofu delivery car, the one from Initial D, and this is very cool. Kang Sun's red car AE86 from Drifter. Look, I know these aren't many people's cup of tea here. You can't emphasize enough the importance of this car to movie and animated TV history. Certainly in Japan, this car is a legend and gets premium dollar at the auctions. I watch a number of JDM auctions on Facebook. I'm completely blown away. Yes, Carrera did this car, but it wasn't widely sold outside of China, sadly. And it was a Carrera car, which, not to cast aspersions on Carrera, because they make great entry-level cars. Awesome detail. However, when Avant Slot do this car, it's going to have a really great chassis under it. Yes, it will be, it's maybe on the higher end of the scale. Oh, man. What else can you say? The Watanabe wheels, definitely, I'd say my favorite wheel design. Look like they've been pretty faithfully replicated on these two cars. You know, there's more than just the black and white cars that are out there in drifting and racing and street racing history. And I definitely think it's time that we had these. You know, we're dying for a good 240 in a Datsun 240Z, a 260Z, a 280Z, maybe in 132nd. You know, just kind of going off the rails here on a rant, but I'm completely blown away. I am thankful that they are doing this car, this mold, and wow. A number of races and shows have been added. Please go to one of the shows if you're local enough. Those dealers, it would be great to give them your support. Feel free to share photos if you do go to one of those shows. I'll post them on Slot Car News. I might even throw them in the video here at some point, because I definitely want to support the idea of shows being a vital part of the hobby. So there you go. Thanks, folks. See you soon.